afternoon, I'm Zach Chestnut.
And I'm Gary Clone.
Today we'll be covering some of the most historical events and people of the United States history.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Our first topic, Prohibition.
The Prohibition was the 18th Amendment. It was a nationwide constitutional ban on the production, importation, transportation, and sale of alcoholic beverages. The Prohibition was in place from 1920 to 1933. The Prohibition was the goal of the Christian Temperance Union and the Anti-Saloon League. They believed it would strengthen families, lower crime rate, and improve character. But as it turned out, the Prohibition was bad for the economy, and lots of businesses were closed, leaving many Americans without jobs. Consumer goods sales were expected to increase substantially, but surprisingly were at an all-time low. The Prohibition did not only hurt the economy, it also led to organized crime, especially bootlegging. One man who took advantage of the Prohibition was Al Capone. Al Capone was the most well-known bootlegger in all of American history, whose empire would be worth about $1.3 billion today. The Prohibition has taught us how important alcohol is to our economy today and how much we depend on it.
Well, that's crazy how Prohibition hurt the economy, Garrett.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming, Zach. So our next topic is roles of women after World War II.
Before the war, women stayed at home with the kids, kept the house clean, and made sure food was always available. But this quickly changed when the men had to go to war, forcing women to take the jobs of the absent men and to do their part in the war effort. The roles of women changed tremendously after World War II. Women took many of the men's jobs who went off to go fight in the war. But when the men returned, many of them were forced to give up their jobs and return to being housewives. A vast majority of movies, TV shows, and magazines had women cooking, cleaning, or taking care of children. But over time, that began to change. More and more women started to become independent. In today's society, everyone in the workplace is equal, and there are no expectations for women to be a housewife.
Wow, Zach, women are incredible.
They sure are, Garrett.
Our next topic is civil rights activist Cesar Chavez.
Cesar Chavez was born into a poor family. They were migrant workers in Northern California. Cesar had to drop out of school in the 8th grade to help support his family. Despite his hard life, Cesar began working as a community and labor organizer, and then later founded the National Farm Workers Organization in 1962. For years, the farm workers would boycott, protest, march, and fast in order to get what they wanted. Cesar arguably started the most influential boycott of American history, the boycott of all California table grapes. The National Farm Worker Organization fought for higher pay and the right to unionize. We owe the right to unionize to Cesar Chavez. Also, all the rights that farm workers have today.
Wow, Cesar Chavez is a great guy. I would have loved to meet him.
A truly inspirational man. Our last topic of the day is Pearl Harbor.
On December 7, 1941, the Japanese naval forces attacked Pearl Harbor. Although the attack only lasted about 2 hours, the Japanese managed to destroy 188 U.S. aircraft and killed 2,400 soldiers with 1,200 others wounded. Although World War II started in 1939, the United States did not enter the war until 1941, the day of Pearl Harbor, which was the main reason why we decided to fight. The Japanese fighter plane was more advanced than anything that the United States had at the time. It could fly 2,000 miles without refueling, making it the perfect plane for a surprise attack. Now we know to always be prepared and expect the unexpected, which has made our country stronger than ever before. The actions taken by the Japanese on Pearl Harbor are significant today because it showed us what can happen when we let our guard down.
What a sad day for Americans, wouldn't you say, Garrett?
Yeah, what an ugly day for such a beautiful place.
That sums up our news for the night. I'm Zach Chestnut.
I'm Gary Clone.
Thank you.
Good night.